Hey guys, welcome again to my channel. I'm excited for you guys to be here. I'm going to do a video right now discussing the tragic incident that happened in Beirut, Lebanon. It is so tragic to see the amount of loss that they have endured during these last few days that they've gone through. And I just want to briefly explain the status right now, what is happening there and what we know so far. And I just want to give you a brief update about what's happening, especially with all the protests that has been going on against the government. So let's get to it. Police in the Lebanese capital of Beirut used tear gas on protesters who took onto the streets on Thursday night to demonstrate accountability over the monstrous Tuesday explosion. Over 300,000 people are made homeless overnight, and hospitals are overrun with injured. In fact, I read that over 500 beds in hospitals have been lost due to the explosion, and dozens are still missing, and people are not being allowed to enter to ground zero. Small fires were set in front of the main parliament hall, and angry people threw rubble from the blast at police in riot gear. So there's a lot of chaotic scenes on the ground. There's a lot of tensions going up, and a lot of people are very angry at the government for their lack of response and their accountability and lack of response to see who was in charge over this explosion. And also the mounting anger that has been going on since October of last year, 2019. The blast destroyed Lebanon's only major grain silo, which the UN was using to provide Lebanon with food with and medical aid. Rescuers sifted through the rubble and erased to find anyone still alive after 2 days port explosion that so far has killed 154 people and injured over 5,000 and destroyed a swath of the Mediterranean city and sent seismic 3.5 magnitude shockwaves around the region, collapsing buildings and homes and devastating people's livelihoods and businesses. And it is just devastating to see some of the pictures that have been shot in social media. Lebanon's president said that it would look to see if there was external interference involved with Tuesday's explosion. Already Israel has denied its involvement. Hezbollah has denied its involvement. So they're trying to see if it's possibly due to the ammonium nitrate that was stored in that region, in the port, that was there for over 6 years. Officials have said the blast, whose impact was recorded hundreds of miles away, might have caused losses amounting to $15 billion. This is a bill Lebanon cannot pay after already defaulting on a mountain of debt exceeding 150% of its gross domestic product, and with talks stalled on a lifeline from the International Monetary Fund. A paper trail shows how government officials ignored warnings more than 6 years about the 2,750 metric tons of ammonium nitrate that was carelessly stored in the port hangar before it detonated, and it has led to widespread calls for an independent investigation into the blast. Even before the deadly explosion, protesters had regularly demonstrated against the alleged government corruption, and that has led to economic failures in the country. The so-called October Revolution that started last fall led to violent clashes between demonstrators and police. And despite the COVID-19 pandemic, on Thursday, Beirut registered 255 new infections, marking the largest single-day increase since the pandemic began. International support has been swift, and many among the Lebanese diaspora, which is triple in the country population of 5 million, have promised to aid in the rebuilding of the small nation. I send love to Lebanon because my parents live there, and it is a very special place. It used to be called the Paris of the Middle East, and it is such a beautiful city. And I feel so sad for the people of Lebanon and for those who have to endure through this whole situation. And there's a lot of people who have lost their jobs, whatever that was left of it. Before Tuesday's explosion, 75% of Lebanon was in need of aid, and 33% had lost their jobs, and 1 million people were living below the poverty line already. So this tragic incident has caused them to go over the board and led millions of their population to be under the poverty line and cause them to go into some kind of panic mode where the people are already on the streets and protesting until they get an answer as to who was involved and who should be responsible for this terrible, terrible, tragic incident that occurred in Lebanon on Tuesday. I will keep you guys posted on this incident, and I hope you guys found this information useful. I will keep uploading more videos like this. If you guys like this kind of video, please smash that like button, click on the subscribe button and the icon bell, and I want you guys to please pass this information on to other people who might find it useful. I will see you guys in the next video.